Welcome to this special edition of Women Getting Visible, the Speaker Edition. I am Christina Vidovich, Visibility Strategist, along with Amy Nubson, Growth Strategist, and today our guest is Deborah, a Marketing Strategist and Coach. Welcome, Deborah.
Hello, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning. We are so excited to have Deborah here because she's going to be talking about kind of a little bit of thing that we love to avoid is sales and marketing. The idea of like getting ourselves out there, getting ourselves seen, but also asking for the sale and being valued for what we are worth. So we're so excited for this conversation today with you, Deborah.
Yes, let's do it.
Well, Deborah, I'm going to ask you, you've coached a lot of women, you share so much advice, and coming into this conference of courage, clarity, and confidence, what is driving your message for this conference?
Thank you. Well, when we first started talking about how to best impact people in a room, I've been to a lot of business conferences and I have, it's wonderful when we connect with inspiring stories and when we get to see other women go before us, when we get to see other people standing on stage, we always naturally evaluate, how would I talk about this? What would I say if I had this opportunity? And some of the most impactful things that I have received as an audience member at women's business conferences have been actual practical nuggets that I could whip out my notebook and start taking notes and say, I'm going to apply this right away. So when I was thinking about what would I want to bring, that's the first thing that came to my mind is like, I want these women to literally walk out of the room and have not just shifted their mindset about something, but like actually know what to do with that. So practical, actual sales steps that they can take that's going to take them from thinking about how they want to strategize, their offers, their conversations with potential clients, to not only making the ask, but knowing that they're doing it in a way that is aligned with their higher vision for their business. So I'm going to be working on that with people.
I love that because the idea of just being, you can do one thing and just think through a sales, but it's actually practicing it, doing it, experiencing the sale is the hardest part, but it's also the where you learn the most. And I love that you're going to give us practical tips to figure out like, what is that language that we use? We're not afraid to say something and we're more aligned. And so then we're like, ooh, how could I get in front of somebody and ask this question or engage with them? It takes a little bit of that fear away and then puts it in a different perspective. What kind of results have you seen, Deborah, that, people that apply this technique have like seen in their lives and their business?
Yeah. So right now inside my coaching program, 100% of my clients are building something new-ish. So they are very good at what they do. They're experts, but the online construct, we work on lead generation and sales systems and the technical stuff behind that. So that does dip into brand design and messaging but so much of it is energetic. So much of it is like, who are you inside the business? And I love working on the technical structure and the actual operations and the underground systems that make this all kind of an amazing miracle that works on the internet. But strip away all of that, strip away the colors and the brands and the photos and the da-da-da-da. What's underneath of that is an energetic belief in that what you're going to do has great value, will help somebody get a solution to a problem, period. So it's all an inside job. Like it's really, truly inner work. And when you first get into business in the internet space, you get, excited about building a website and you start learning about lead magnets and, email delivery systems and all this technical stuff. And it gets very overwhelming very quickly. And then once you get to be 2 to 3 years into business, you realize none of that stuff matters if you don't believe in your product and your offer. So while I am technically a strategist and a business coach and we do operations like hands in the clay operations, I would say 80% of the work I do with my clients is about believing in themselves and building confidence. And so what I have seen change once they start to practice the language of self-confidence and belief in self is they go from fumbling at the finish line when somebody's interested in their work to being absolutely clear, crystal clear. This is why I do this. This is how I'm going to help you get the result. And this is some proof that I have from other people. like we put it all together in language that feels really, really confident because it's grounded in, it's fact-based, right? It's no longer flashy, trying to impress people. It's not about, entertaining people or performing on the internet. It's like, I actually do this work. It's good work. It's for you. Why? Because you have this problem and I have this solution. Let's do this. And that confidence is what people are seeking. And it's very energetic. It's really the root of all sales is energetics. And so believing in yourself. And it's funny because your theme is clarity, courage, and confidence. And we will touch on all three of those things in my workshop because the clarity of your message really matters. The courage to say, I'm the one that you want to work with. And then the confidence to just know and ride that wave while your adult, independent audience member gets to make their own autonomous decision without you tricking them or fear of missing out, like all of those tactics in sales that leave us feeling a little bit empty as customers do not need to happen. It's really about you being confident that you can help them, putting your best foot forward in the marketplace, and then letting your audience make an adult decision about whether or not you're the right person for them. And so that's the confidence piece. And when you just stand in that confidence and people can see that, it helps them make a decision. It helps them be a lot more clear about whether or not you're the one for them. You might not always be the one, but they will make a decision and you can live confidently knowing that you'll give them a great service if they pick you.
One of the things I loved about it, you said the confidence to be you in that sales conversation. And one of the things I learned in 25 years is confidence also means like being quiet in the sales conversation, right? And to just let them think about it, let them kind of just ponder a little bit and ask a question and then waiting for them to engage. And that's what I see a lot of people do is to keep talking and they keep talking and they keep talking. And I'm like, stop. Like, stop talking. But you have to be confident in yourself and be comfortable with that silence, that sales conversation. Because then you turn on your active listening skills. And I love that because when you're feeling good about yourself and you feel good about what you're offering, you can be that give and take relationship in that sales conversation.
Yeah, I call it holding the pose.
Ooh.
Say your price, state your platform. Like, this is how I work with clients. This is what it costs. This is how we start. This is how we work together. This is what you can expect. And then hold. Say nothing more. Let them think about it. Give them space. They need to make a decision, especially at a high ticket level. Trust that they are adults that know their budget and they can make a decision. You don't need to, convince anybody of anything. Definitely, you do not need to chase them. If it's right, and this is the thing that I think is important too. If it's the right relationship for you to have a client, to work with a client, they will choose you because they will feel it too. It's a relationship. And so focus on getting to know them and making sure maybe after a few conversations, you start to realize we might not be the right match to work together, right? Because it should go both ways. They should be a good match for you. You should be a good match for them. And it takes a little time to figure that out.
Yeah, it's so fun because the other thing I'm hearing is, that excitement that we have when we start our business and the reason why we're starting our business. And then we have to go through the experience for the next 2-3 years of building the business to being able to find that excitement again. But now, just like we're talking about, is you're giving them the new language to now, oh, wow, this is how we talk about it because yes, we have matured, we've gone past the toddler years now and we're maturing on, and to be able to ask questions that, oh, no, like I couldn't do this before, but it's like, no, you have to do this because your business needs you.
Yeah. And Christina, that's an amazing point. We are evolving constantly. And sometimes, and especially in this sort of age of AI, where there's a lot of technical things that get handed by platforms and, we can achieve quantum leap style evolution in our own identity. Like the identity shift that we need to make to be able to confidently ask for a sale, it isn't so far out of reach. It's an inside job, but it's not like a heavy, necessarily boulder up a mountain every single time. It could just be you making the decision. I'm ready. I'm worth it. And I think we tend to make things harder than they need to be in business. We tend to look out into the world and project our self-identity, self-value, self-worth against what we see other people doing successfully, and measure our success against people who have either, could have lots more years of experience, could have, are just in a different lane. And so I caution my clients, do not measure yourself against somebody else's success. Stay in your own lane. Keep your blinders on. Only measure yourself to the you from yesterday and to the evolving self who you're welcoming into your life. That's it. Don't look even to your closest friend who has similar business, structure or whatever. Like, just don't compare yourself to other people, because they're not doing what you do. They can't do it in the way you do it. And I have some of my peers in this industry we are doing the almost exact same thing. We're marketing strategists who do sort of the technical aspect of operations and sales and mindset coaching. It's like on paper, we could have the exact same title and program, et cetera, but we do it so differently because I'm me and she's her. And we have wildly different clients, wildly different experiences, wildly different reviews and testimonials, because even with the exact same starting point and prompt, we're just different humans. So I don't compare myself to anybody else. And by the way, it took me a while to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. But we do have to do the work. It's a muscle like any other muscle inside business that we can build. If you are someone who's like, cringe, I hate sales. Every single human being who's ever sold anything felt like that at one point in time. So welcome. It's totally something you can learn and embody and embrace and transform. And it changes your life when you do that, because then you start to connect with the right fit clients and get paid your worth. And you're like, oh, I can afford things that I need with my own skill set and business structure. And it's just really remarkable when we arrive at that point. So I love helping women bust through all that cobwebs and nonsense and get really clear, right? Clarity. Build the courage through practice to make the ask, experience the failures that are going to come. You're not going to sell you're going to actually sell a very small percentage of the times that you pitch, and then have the confidence to hold the pose while your adult client makes an autonomous decision, and give them, the respect of having the wherewithal to think it through and make a decision, and just practice that over and over again.
One of the things you said was about competition, right? So I've been in the marketing world almost my entire life. And one of the things they teach you right away in school is like, do competitor analysis, compare yourself to others, who's doing what you're else. I still like doing that because I like to validate the idea, right? To
Yes.
see what other people are doing. How are they doing it? How can I do it differently? That's how I use my research. And I love too that you said the more confident you are, you can start to see other people in your same field not as competition. I watch Deborah every time we have a conversation. I'm like, I just like lean in. I'm like, I love listening to Deborah talk about marketing. I've been in this field for 25 years. And even my husband overheard and he goes, who is she? And we're in the same field. He goes, she's awesome. Like, what is she like? Where, he had all these questions, and we're in the same field and we're in awe of Deborah, right? And we can allow Deborah into our world and go, you got to meet her. I partner with other marketing companies too, because we see the value of each other.
Yeah.
And when you're comfortable in your own sales, your world can expand beyond what you do and beyond who you talk to.
Yeah, it is. And I think it does really boil down to, like, really, honestly, it's an inside job. It's really about you and yourself. Your ability to sell confidently is not about anybody else. It's not about the client who rejects or accepts you. It's not about the peers in the industry that you're in competition with. It's, do you believe in yourself? Do you? If you can, let's go.
Right.
That's it. It really does. I don't think it's that more complicated than self-worth, self-value, which is, by the way, the hardest part of business. So it's simple, and yet also it's like eating the frog, right? Like that concept of like, do the hard thing first. Well, the hard thing is believing in yourself that you can actually achieve your goals. The rest, there's templates for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm excited to connect with you ladies and the women in the room in Minneapolis.
Yes, it's incredible. And it's so funny, Deborah, when I think about, a common question I love to ask the speakers is, who should be stepping in the room with you? I mean, and I can see how, anybody from a beginning entrepreneur to somebody who's had lots of experience can always learn something more because it's just the way that you deliver and your style. But, what would you say is something unique that you really defines you and what you do? And that's the, oh my gosh, there's the warm and fuzzies. That's why I went Deborah.
Well, my background, my young life entirely is creative. I was a dancer. I was in the theater. I am still an active songwriter and musician. And I believe that creativity is a resource as a business owner that is, not only can you not ever run out of it, the more you use it, the more you get. And I believe it's our individual superpower. So every single human being listening to this or alive is creative by nature of having been created. Like, we're creative people. We all have something creative in us, meaning you can come up with a brand new idea that's all your own at any given time. And that creative power that you hold is your tool to wield to differentiate yourself and to build something unique in the world. And so everything that I have done has been risky in business, but driven by this creative force that's like, yeah, but nobody else is going to do that. And just watching other people around me who have been successful, like, success leaves clues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at any successful artist in any realm, whether it be, traditional disciplines and studio arts, or like, the ballet or anything, anywhere in the creative universe. People that succeed do something different because they just allow creativity to flow through them and just give it space and nurture it and carve away at the clay. And so I think that we all have this. I believe we all possess the ability to carve out something wildly unique, and it's a gift that we've been given. And so I come from that point of view with my clients, and the work that I do is like, I could give you guys the cookie cutter formula and say, everybody fill in this template, but it's going to be so interesting and so different because you are a creative person. And so I think that